Hi everyone, my name is Stephen Simon and welcome back to C Corner live show. I'm your co-host and quite an unusual time to go live today. It's Saturday. We usually go live at around 10 a.m. Pacific, that is around 10:30 Indian time zone. But today is we're gonna launch a new show that is C Corner Townhall. We're gonna talk a lot more about what this show is. I have my co-host behind the scenes. So it's going to be a really interesting show. This is a brand new show that we're launching today. It will stream every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern, which is actually 7:30 Indian time. We're going to talk about some interesting and cool stuff. So thank you everyone who is joining us today. My name is Stephen Simon. We do many live shows at C Corner. We started it almost like an year back. I still remember the very first live stream that we did was on 15th of April, 3:30 p.m. with Eve Pari. She was a Microsoft AI MVP from Denmark. So it's been an amazing journey past 12 months. We have had an incredible live shows and the conferences in the past. So thank you everyone who has joined us in past 12 months. All the speakers, audience, viewers, guests. So thank you so much for that. And today we're going to talk about this new show, C Corner Town Hall, which, as I said, it will stream every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern and 7:30 p.m. Indian time zone. With that, any further ado, I should go ahead and I think add my co-host. Hi, Mahesh. How
Hey
are you doing
Simon,
this Saturday
morning.
morning?
How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Thank you so much. How's your Saturday morning? Is winter coming or is summer going? What's up with New York?
Yeah, it's nice. It's winter is going away. Summer is coming
Mhm.
right now. It's morning here, so I'm still on my second
Mhm.
cup of tea. Um, things are going good. This is good. This is going to be exciting, fun show. C Sharp Corner Town Hall.
Yeah.
This is relaxing. We're just gonna do some, talk, chit chat, relax, and brainstorm, throw some
Yeah.
ideas here and there. So yeah, tell our audience about what this show is all about. What are we going to do in this show each week, and what's
Mhm.
the purpose? And then I can add more there.
Yeah, this is a pretty interesting show. And the very first thing that I want to clear, this is not a prepared show. We don't have any scripts. We don't know what we are going to talk about. It's going to be pure random. But I think this show is going to be very unique and it's one of its very own kind, where we talk about on what's happening next week, not just on C Sharp Live, but also on C Sharp Corner, the entire ecosystem, the entire C Sharp Corner websites. So we're going to talk about the upcoming live shows. We're going to talk about the new features that we are adding. And this will be an open platform where when we go ahead and talk about any feature, you can also go ahead and request any feature and also give your feedback in the comments. So take this as an opportunity. If you want to go ahead and want us to add any feature on C Sharp on our platform, drop them in the comments. And if you have any feedback, let us know about that too. And apart from that, we are also going to talk about the upcoming conferences. Apart from registrations, if you're a speaker or someone, an MVP, and if you want to go and speak on the upcoming conferences, we are going to announce all the call for speakers links from this live show itself. So this 30 minutes live show is going to be on all the updates and the new things we're going to do the next coming 7 days. Having said that, Mahesh, I do recall you the one who said, "Hey Simon, let's go ahead and start another show." I think this is show number 9 or 10 something. I don't know. I think we have too many hosts on C Sharp. So why at the very first place did you think of starting this show?
Well, first of all, we don't have too many shows on C Sharp Corner because our end goal is to become a live channel, right? That's what we want to be. It's like you're saying,
Mhm.
oh, there are too many programs on TV. Well, TV is on regardless you watch it or not,
Yeah.
right? So we are going to have these more shows and even multiple shows in a day. And the purpose of these shows is really a different. They bring different topics, different ideas, different concepts, right? So when you look at Netflix is there's movie coming out, there's show coming out, there's different kind of show coming out. So that's kind of we want to be a kind of have this channel for developers, and just focused around software development and their growth.
Hmm.
And as you said, the reason we want to do this show is that this show is like our news, means C Sharp Corner platform news updates, what we are doing, what we are working on. As you said, first thing we want to do is in this weekly show is talk about any major releases for software developers from any company, right?
Hmm.
Then we want to talk about what are the upcoming shows and conferences we have coming up lined up this week. And then we want to talk about what new cool features we are building and going to launch on C Sharp Corner as well. So if anybody who want to get updates on what's going on with C Sharp Corner, this is show for them. In half an hour, they can get the you know updates on everything pretty much.
Yeah, that's great, and that's yeah. So that's what we're going to talk about. And before we go ahead and talk about the updates, Mahesh, I don't know if you remember, but this is going to be a long weekend for everyone here in Asia Pacific because on Monday we have a Holi festival, which is the festival of colors. Now I know you definitely missed the United States, so we're gonna have fun here in Holi. So yeah, that's fun thing too.
Well, I think everybody happy Holi who's watching us from
Mhm.
India, and even US, right? I mean, there's a lot celebrations in the US as well, but Holi is my favorite festival. If I have to look at every festival,
Mhm.
I am from Mathura, so that's where the
Wow.
Holi is foundation there, and their Holi goes for weeks and months, not just 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. So
Mhm.
I'm getting messages from villages that are you coming to this festival? Are you coming to this festival? One of these days, I'm gonna come, and also I think some of our speakers wants to come to Holy Festival too. So this is still on the list. We had this plan last year for C Sharp Corner conference, but then pandemic happened.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, Holi is a really nice festival. Surprisingly, I have not celebrated Holi from past 10 years. I don't know why,
Well,
but
because
okay,
you need to go to our village. That's what you need to do, and then you don't need to celebrate. You are automatically part of it. You're forced to get into it.
that's how it works in India. So let's go ahead and talk about the starting from today itself. We have David is actually reaching on episode number 19, Rockin the Code World with dotNetDave, and for this episode he has Rockford, who is CTO and who's CTO at Cognizant Soft Vision. So I know Mahesh, you often tune in. David is running an amazing show on C Sharp Live. What are your thoughts on this episode, and what are some of the best things you like it?
No, I think this whole show is great. All episodes are great. David brings he brings really cool guests. As you know, these people are the one who are building C Sharp, .NET compiler. So I think he brought our entire .NET Microsoft team on the show.
Indeed.
So this is best way to connect with the real people who are building the products, and this is the best way to ask your questions. And I remember last show David has C Sharp compiler manager, and I asked all my questions, right?
Mhm.
Jared was there. Jared, I asked my questions about compiler, C Sharp, and also we talked about C Sharp 10.0 features. So he is, I think the show is doing great. I think Rocky is a great guy. I met him in person. He's also at MVP Summit and RD, all those. It should be fun. It should be fun show.
Yeah, yeah, and that's great. I love it from behind the scenes. And Mahesh, when you talk about this show and when I visit this show page, there's a pretty interesting thing that we have recently added, that is support the host. Would you like to go and talk a little about that?
Yeah, so this is a cool feature, right? So we were thinking, all these, like for example, David or and somebody wants to, host a show. How do we motivate all this, in on the hosts, and then how people can even say thank you to the host and appreciate. So what we launched this new feature where you can buy a coffee, tea, or latte to a host, right? Maybe it will turn to beer too later. I know beer concept was opposed because I guess in India, drinking beer is not seen as a good thing. But
Yeah.
in US, Europe, beer is like drinking tea or water, right? It's no different. People
Mhm.
just go drink all the time. Point is that at some points, host can say, okay, people can help me, buy me a beer, buy me, coffee, tea. And literally, if you like the host, you just click there and you can just buy. And there's a few bucks, whatever the cost is there. And that's one feature we launched.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And pretty interesting thing before the show, I was just looking at the page, and if you look at the feedback, you see, I don't know if you guys can read it. You see, someone donated it and said, "You are a real rock star, both for the community and in real life. Your show is very unique. Nice meeting you in Delhi." So how
Ah,
cool
look
is
at
that?
that. See, that's pretty cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is exactly what this idea is, right? Buy me coffee. Yep.
So that's great. So you can go ahead and support any show that you like. I don't think there are any other platform that provides this great feature. So definitely go ahead and check that out. With that, we move to the next show that we have next week, next episode. That is a C Sharp on an MP show. This time featuring Munib Bhatt, who's going to talk about the new features in C Sharp 9. I had a call with Munish. I think he's from Canada, and he has been a C Sharp AP for a very long time and engages in the and runs C Sharp chapters back in Canada too. So you did just mention that you did discuss about the C Sharp new features 10, but I think there's still some features in C Sharp 9 that developers would like to go ahead and explore.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yep.
With
Yeah,
that, we'll
you can run through all of, yeah.
yeah, so we'll quickly move to the next one that we have is AMA. We are at I don't know. We will hit 50 episodes. I feel like I'm getting old. Oh. So the next show that we have is Ask Me Anything. That's on Microsoft Graph focused. The featuring guest is Aicha Ba. She's a cloud advocate at Microsoft, and she's been a part of C Sharp Corner Azure conference last year. So in that 30 minutes, there's gonna be like no presentations, just demos, and we're gonna talk about how you can go ahead and get started and talk about Microsoft Toolkit too. So the next one that we have on the same day is a bit of AI. Okay, a bit of AI. That's a new show by Hank and Amy where they bring guests from the AI ecosystem and talk about how their day-to-day life looks like in the field of AI. Then we have Mahesh. We're going to talk about this show. This is your show.
Yeah, so every Friday we have growth mindset show. And growth mindset idea also came up, it's like based on my personal experience that so many developers they don't have a chance to work with senior guys, or they need mentorship and they need some kind of guidance. So this growth mindset is how to think different, how to think more than just writing code. Personally, I see there's good potential in these, some of the young developers, but they don't have this opportunity to how do you get to the next level. And that's really this show is all about. And each week we pick a different topic, right? Topic is totally different. And this week I have a good friend of mine, Bill Wolff. He's coming. He's one of the oldest community leaders. He started a community here in Philadelphia 30 years ago or so, and he runs the biggest user group in local Philly. He was also in India at our conference. So this week we are going to focus on community only. What community is all about, how to build it, what are the purpose, what's the goals, and how to really be the community leader. Your voice is gone, Simon.
No, no, no. I was just.
Okay.
Yeah, he was here in India, and it was nice to meet him. The next show that we have on David's Again, it's featuring Alan O'Neill, our go-to person for AI robotics. So it's always fun to host Alan. So it will be a pretty interesting show, David's and Alan. Yeah, I'm really looking forward for that. With that, Mahesh, we are almost halfway down to the show, but we have a lot more interesting stuff coming, not just week, but the upcoming month, and one of them is the upcoming conferences, right? So we have Greg behind the scenes. Would you like to go ahead and talk a little about that? Yep. Okay, so let me add Greg. Hi, Greg. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Hey, Greg. Welcome to the show. What's
Hey,
going
man.
on?
Hey, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, look like you're ready to go. You're busy working this morning.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Saturdays are just like every other days when you're working from home, man. It's just, you got a million things to do. Beautiful weather here.
Hey, your sound is a little bit low. You wanna turn it up a little bit?
Sure.
I can,
Yeah.
I kind of fix it. I tried.
Is that better?
Yeah.
A little bit better?
I think. Yeah, I think you may be a little bit. Yeah, it's fine for now.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's good. You want to talk about these upcoming conferences? Looks like we have some exciting stuff going on, and maybe you want to talk about how we are going to make these conferences different.
Sure. Absolutely. The next conference, of course, we'll be talking about public speaking. So, just to talk a little bit about what's to come. You know, the great thing about being added to this concept and the idea is it's covering a lot of different topics and a lot of different things. And to me, that's what makes this whole thing special. When you talk about what this conference will end up being and what the direction is, at least from my vision, is the idea that, you know, I kind of focus on experiences. So I think a conference, the old school conferences, were really basic information. You see someone speak, you meet them, you get their contact information. These conferences will be changing kind of the way you look at tech conferences. There are going to be a lot of things that to me are experiential. So you might find yourself listening to music. You might find live performances. You might find someone doing a live video of how to do different things that they kind of take you away from nothing but focusing on tech concepts. So that's where the what I believe an interesting conference will be like. And I think this is exactly where this conference will be going. So the next one will be focusing on what we really need to do. You know, when you're talking about public speaking, that is an old school idea. And as we know, Mahesh, things have changed. Everything's remote nowadays. So you're doing conferences and speaking engagements from your phone or your desktop. So that alone is a really change in a little bit of a paradigm shift. So in this concept of the next conference, we'll be talking in depth about that. So I'm excited about it. Very excited.
Awesome, great. And I think this summer, which is starting here in the US, we're going to work on a lot of cool stuff. And cool means really cool. We're going to totally think different and do different, right? Not only we're just going to think different, we're going to do different and try different, because we want to make everything fun. We want to make these conferences fun.
Right, because listen, we've all been there. I don't want to pretend that we haven't gone to a conference and you watch the guys you watch the guys that you're there for, and then you go out and you get something to eat, and then you come back from the guy to see the person that you've been waiting to see. This is meant to engage experientially and be light and fun. And to your point, you know, this, if it's not fun, who in the hell wants to sit through a long conference? I mean, it's you know, we're going to make something that people want to see and are willing to sit through and actually have fun and have an interaction with. So I think this is cool stuff, man. This is not your old school conference.
Yeah, and I want to add to anybody who's watching this that we want your feedback, any ideas, any concept, anything you have, just share with us, because we want to try different things. Let's just say that.
I agree. And listen, I think with the idea of exactly what you said, Mahesh, when we're willing to try new things, that opens the door for people to give feedback, to say, this is what I would like to see. Our team's willing to track it down and figure out how to serve it back to you on a plate that looks delicious to eat and see. So that's what I think what differentiates us than your normal conference is our willingness to pivot and change and bring new technologies to the forefront.
Yeah, it's like my wall. I try something and they're all crooked, and some pictures don't look different.
I think that's easily.
So I'm going to try something different.
But anyway, this is very exciting. I'm excited to be involved with it. And I like to do things full tilt and change the game a little bit. And I think the Standard Tech Conference is in need of an overhaul. And I think this is the team to do it. And I'm excited to be involved.
All right. And I want to announce one thing here, because we're already here. It just came to my mind. Okay. And we didn't talk about this before. We're going to have a conference on the beach.
On the beach. I love it.
On the beach, on the sand. And we're going to figure it out how to do it. But we're going to do on the beach this year. Like really on the beach, not like in the hotel on the beach, right?
Right.
Like on the beach, next to the water.
Getting sand in your keyboard. Who cares? You know,
That's
it's
it.
just a,
Yeah, that's
it's just a device. We can get a million devices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Very cool. Very cool.
Everybody
Listen, that's honestly, Mahesh, that's what's going to make and encourage people to tune in, because literally you don't know what you're going to expect. You can't expect it. It should be different and fun.
Yeah, and listen, these days, I think work in the home has become almost one thing, right? It's hard to separate work from home, right? We are working, talking in conferences, kids coming, pets coming in between, so everybody's kind of involved.
It
So
is.
we want to make it look like, okay, you can still be on the beach, have fun, but you don't have to miss your conference.
Right. I mean, listen, I think as we change, and I talked about that paradigm shift, I'm doing it right now. I have a 9-year-old who wants to be on the camera. He's dying to get in the room just to
He
talk.
can bring him in.
Hey, Alex, come here.
Exactly.
Now he won't want to be on the camera. Right. What we should do? We should do a conference where Neil is showing us to shoot a correct 3-point shot.
What I will do is we're gonna have a conference when he has games and tournaments. Maybe I'll do something live from there when nobody's watching.
I love it. I love it. You know what? I will say this. I will say this, and I always talk about the things that I tried to do, and I've had some magazines write about me being like a Renaissance guy, and it's really a person that tries millions of different things and gets to a certain level. So as a kid, I was an athlete and an artist, which was very strange. You're either one or the other nowadays. But I'll never forget, when I think about creating experiences, it's about learning new things, trying new things, and you might suck at them. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
It's about trying it. But I'll never forget, I learned how to play drums at a really young age. And I had a drum set. My parents were awesome, and they taught me how to play drums. And because I was able to use my right and left hands and different appendages to rhythmically, that helped me understand how to use my opposite hand when I learned how to play basketball. So I played 4 years of basketball, and because I learned those two different skills, it made me a much better basketball player. So you'll never know the skills that you learn in life. They can be utilized in different skill sets. So when we teach people how to be better public speakers, then when they teach their kids how to speak or understand how to listen to someone, they have something hidden in their brain that teaches them quicker and easier and faster. So don't discount the things that you learn in different types of worlds.
Yep, exactly. So a lot of good stuff coming, a lot of exciting stuff coming this year, and I'm very excited because pandemic is going away. Hopefully, we'll all have vaccine in a month or so, and then we can start doing stuff.
I love it. I cannot. I
can't wait to share my flowers. They're almost growing now. My first yellow flower came today. Yesterday there was nothing, and today, boom, here's a big flower, yellow, whole. I don't know what you call it, but it's all yellow, and there's more flowers coming.
It's probably, I'm a nerd when it comes to that stuff. So it's either a forsythia shrub or a daffodil. It's
the one that has lot of branches and all. It's full with yellow.
Yep, it's called a forsythia shrub. It's the first shrub that blooms in the spring.
Yeah, this is the first one. So every you walk around, drive, you will see all yellow flower. So this I planted 3 years ago. Last 2 years it didn't do good, but this year finally I see a lot of flowers, and I'm happy about it. I want to go outside.
Well, listen, I think that to me shows that there's great things to come, and I think it's going to be a really, really, really great year. And I think everyone's going to start looking up, and the future is incredibly bright. And I think people can just look outside, see the sun, see the flowers starting to bloom. And I look at it as hope that change is coming, and it's a good thing.
Yep. And hey, we have Prachi. Welcome, Prachi Mishra. Suraj, thank you for your comments. Nice comments. Thank you for hanging out with us, because I know in India, it's Holi festival. It's very busy. It's fun. Nobody wants to sit in the house, but you being with us is we really appreciate. At least somebody's watching us.
That's awesome.
It's not just us three talking here.
Yeah, with that, I think since we talk about all the live shows in the upcoming conferences, right? We post on C Sharp Corner, but once also one of the nice place to go and keep yourself updated is the C Sharp Corner LinkedIn profile. I have added in the comments. So you can just go over there and check all the upcoming live shows and conferences that we do. If there's also any conference coming, we create an event over there. You can just directly go and register too. So we are very active on C Sharp Corner LinkedIn. So go ahead and follow us over there, and yeah, that's one thing to place to keep yourself updated too.
Yeah, and definitely happy Holi to all. Happy Holi, enjoy. I this is Greg. Holi is something we want to go to India next
Yeah,
year. This is
I've never
something.
been, and I've heard such amazing things, and
So,
that would be a dream. That's a dream. That's a dream trip for me.
so let me tell you something. I am from a village in Mathura where that's the action happens. That's the center of this whole holy action. We
Okay.
do holy. It's like a festival of colors for
Okay.
about a month. Okay, there's singing, dancing, throwing colors, and all that. That day, people forget everything, and everybody's colored. You can't even tell that who is who. So sometimes it's it's like it's fun. So we
I
want to do
love it.
next year. I think we should go there.
Well, I tell you, when I was working at a well-known bank, there was a lot of developers that I became close with because that's what you do. When you're building software and you're building projects, you have to be close to people to understand what makes them tick. And I worked. I remember an Indian girl brought back, and I can't remember what it was, but it would be put over the threshold of a doorway to understand that good things come through. And I still have it, and
Yep.
it's incredibly colorful and has bells on it. And it was just something that I kept it 13 years later. That it's something that I cherish, and it's just
Yep.
reminds me of the Indian culture.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So the last part of this episode is Simon. We're going to talk about some of the cool features we are going to announce on C Sharp Corner, right?
hmm yeah,
So one thing I want to add here is that C Sharp Corner is now we've been working for last year or so. We want to make it look like a place, an ecosystem for software development, not just a website for learning articles and reading. And this year soon we are going to announce a feature which is already in beta testing. We're testing it now. It's called challenges. So challenges is coming soon on C Sharp Corner, where anybody can go and take a challenge. After you take a challenge, you will learn something, and then you also going to get a little certificate in the end. Say, hey, you learned this skill, and now you are this skill. So this is again applied to the growth mindset. Oh, you don't know this thing? Try this skill challenge. You go through, you make a mistake, and then it will correct you. Like, oh no, this you're wrong. This is the right way to learn. An answer is, and by the time you're done, you're gonna get a little badge and certificate, and you can then share with people. Say, hey, I I know this skill now. So it's kind of reward-based system we are launching, and there's so many things coming on platform this year. We're going to launch a new feature almost every 3 months or so. Hey John, thank you for joining us today. This is our first Saturday show. Really appreciate. You guys rock. Everybody who's watching us, they rock. We just sit around here and talk. Hmm.
so
All right, so that's something we stay tuned for new features. That's kind of
mhm.
one other thing we want to bring in this show. So in this Saturday show, we're going to talk about a few things, and let me recap. We're going to talk about the latest happening in the software world, like kind of news, if major news announced by Microsoft, Google, on these companies. We're going to talk about that. We are also going to talk about our past events and conferences, anything happened, and also what's the upcoming shows and conferences. And then third part, we're going to talk about what are the cool things are happening on C Sharp Corner platform. What are we building? What are our goals are? So that's kind of breaks down this Saturday 30-minute episode.
All right. So we are on time now. Anything else you want to add? I just want to close this show at exact 30 minutes.
No, Greg, you want to add anything else? I think that is it.
No, I think it's it. I appreciate everyone's time. I mean, Saturday morning is a good time. Everyone's looking for what they're going to be doing for the weekend, and I'm happy to be a part of everyone's Saturday morning. So we look forward to it.
All right. Thank you, guys. Everybody, have a nice weekend. People in India enjoy Holi. People in the US enjoy this nice weather, especially on East Coast. We are loving it. See
Thank
you
you,
next
guys.
week.
Thank you.
Thank
See you
you.
next week. Thank you, everyone.